decent continuation to the merge, but ultimately not that much happened, other than the challenges, and then Michael playing his idol, and really that's it. Oh, sure, the original Malolo members did consider not going along with Dominic's plan, but according to Libby, supposedly the main reason why Michael was the only one who voted for Wendell was because he didn't tell anyone that he had the idol, which is kind of odd, especially since Libby ended up voting against him too, but she said herself that she had just a lot going through her mind, didn't seem like she had any good options, so she chose the one that she felt like she had the best chance with, and yeah, kind of got screwed in that situation, and it's really odd that all the former Navidi members, oh yeah, now I finally remember the names of the two tribes, all that willing to stick together, like Angela's that forgiving for what Dominic, Morgan, and Wendell did to her originally, although granted she did win immunity, and Steven hypothesized that possibly they might have tried gunning for her. Who knows? She's still a little bit of a wild card in that whole arrangement. And then there's still people that we haven't really heard from this season, because a lot of people say that Chelsea has good bonds with people, and yet I have a tough time recalling any real confessionals from her, although we might have gotten one in like episode 3, and then the two-part beginning to this season, yeah. And then people keep forgetting who Jenna is, even though we've gotten a few things from her. And then, Sebastian, which a lot of people seem to be nicknaming Seabass. Just he's there. I really wish that we weren't in this position, but I guess there's just enough other things happening, yeah. So then talking about those challenges, those were nice challenges, although I really wish the rule had been explained for people taking turns on those slingshot bits, because like the first time that we had like a real slingshot challenge where people had to go along an obstacle course, although of course this time it was just one balance beam and then up a shore of sand. The first time it seemed like they did this in Worlds Apart, it seemed like everyone had to hit their own targets, but then of course Jen hits 2 targets, so that's just something that I wish we had a little bit more of. Granted, it's not that important in the grand scheme of things, but little things like this are worth explaining, Yeah. And I do find it kind of odd that, to this day, they don't actually release rules for challenges, because if they were just simply to do that, you could answer a lot of unanswered questions and then give people differing ideas of how to do those challenges. Although, of course, that might be why they don't, because they don't want people thinking too much before the game. Okay. Then the gross food challenge. I was a little bit surprised at how I wasn't totally grossed out by this one as much. Like, I would be grossed out by the one that they did in Samoa and maybe Cambodia. I can't remember that one that well, yeah. But this one didn't seem to be that gross, although I was surprised that they split everyone up into like different groups, because like I could have sworn that in Caramone they just did everyone from like 12 to 6 and then maybe 2. Could be wrong on that, yeah. But Angela pulling it off, well, it was kind of obvious once you saw those last 3 people, because you could tell that Sebastian wasn't going to be able to get it down, and that while Michael had a calm, collective mind, he just can't chew, or is unwilling to chew and swallow that stuff super fast. Because, like, I used to be able to eat quite a lot of food, but my jaw strength absolutely sucks. Because, like, every time my dad kept taking me to like a steak place, and like he would see me eat it super fast, and he's like, "Yeah, you can eat steak," and I go, "No, I can't." He goes, "Well, you're eating it fast," and I go, "That's because the moment this thing cools down, I'm not going to be able to eat it any more, and then later I have to push it away, just under half of it left because I'm like, it cooled down. I can't eat it anymore. My jaw hurts." He goes, "Use your molars." I go, "I was the whole time." It's just madness. Yeah. So they're going for Michael. Well, it kind of makes sense because he's the most physically strong of the original Malolo, and if you want to make it easy, that's a good vote. But I do like how they had the foresight to split the vote, but they really seem to be so sure that they had like Donovan, Libby, and maybe it was Jenna, and then that black chick, Laurel, I think her name is now. Just, yeah, you're that sure? That's quite a lot of faith to have in that situation. Yeah, just odd. But yeah, Michael plays this idol, and I was thinking that Wendell was probably going to go, but nah, it turns out Michael was the only one that voted for him, and then Libby goes. Not a big loss, but I think that this episode really makes it obvious that Wendell and Dom probably aren't going to win this game. Nor is Michael going to win. That's why I didn't put any of them as my top picks. It's someone that we aren't really thinking about, but I would hope that one of them gets a good ways further into this game, because we need a big focus to help generate some steam here and allow some of the lesser known people to emerge. Yeah. I think that about sums it up. Later.